A new theory is going around for the new Bloodline, so we'll see what the fans are discussing there. We'll also check out the latest for Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and more. Starting things off with this interesting new fan theory that just popped up due to something that happened on a recent edition of Smackdown. After taking out Roman Reigns and his entire original Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and his squad were posing on the ramp and admiring what they'd just done. But the part here that everyone is losing their minds over is specifically with Tama Tonga. While taunting the OG Bloodline from the stage, Tama Tonga took his fingers and motioned them across his throat. This little hand gesture is so crucial and has fans running wild with theories now, because this is the same exact hand gesture The Rock has been using all year long in WWE during 2024. He used it on the road to WrestleMania 40. He used it on the crowd right before pinning Cody Rhodes during night 1 of WrestleMania 40, and he did it most recently at Bad Blood to both Cody and Roman, who were standing in the ring. So it's a pretty generic and common hand gesture, but in the context of the Bloodline story, it's so significant, because The Rock basically had the rights to that hand gesture within this specific story. So for Tama Tonga to now be using the same exact hand gesture towards Roman Reigns has fans thinking one of two things. Tama Tonga is doing the hand gesture maybe as a slight mockery to The Rock, or Tama is doing it more as an homage sort of way because The Rock is quietly leading Solo's new Bloodline. That's really the two main ways to understand why Tama Tonga did this gesture. And this is something we've been discussing since that brief cameo appearance by The Rock at Bad Blood. He did not say any words on the WWE program itself. The only words we heard from him was during his backstage Instagram live session after the appearance. The Rock kept it very generic with his comments and did not reveal too much about who exactly he sides with when it comes to the Bloodline's current issues. He kept things very ambiguous about where he stands right now. But since The Rock is a heel and Solo's side of the family are all heels, all the fans are just assuming that The Rock has to side with the new Bloodline. And if he does, the next question becomes if The Rock will acknowledge Solo Sikoa and let him lead, or if The Rock will take over control of the new Bloodline and make Solo Sikoa the number 2 option. But that same gesture from Tama Tonga has fans thinking that The Rock may be closer and more involved than what everyone is thinking right now. As far as the latest for what's going on with The Rock's status, he did make that recent appearance at Bad Blood, but it was not really much of a return, considering the fact that there was zero follow-up to that appearance. The Bad Blood appearance was more like a cameo appearance to tease future things that are coming deep down the line, not really a return itself. The Rock is currently not officially scheduled or advertised for any WWE events coming up, and the overall feeling amongst the fans is that we will not see The Rock again in 2024 on WWE television. That's not confirmed, but that's just the overall feeling right now within the community. That Bad Blood was most likely his last appearance for the year. As far as future appearances from The Rock, his WrestleMania 41 status itself is a big mystery. Reports claim that The Rock has already said he will not be able to compete on the show, but The Rock claims it's all not true, so no one knows what's really going on there. The next best possible shot of The Rock showing up on WWE television will probably be January 6, 2025, with the Raw Netflix premiere. His name has been circulating around that specific show for months now, and Netflix and WWE are actively talking about lots of surprises for the Raw premiere. So there'll most likely continue to be lots of buzz there for an appearance from The Rock, and we'll have to see if he appears there on that show, if that will set him up for whatever his WrestleMania 41 program and role might be. There was a big shocking return this week, and that was the return of Rhea Ripley. It was barely a few weeks where WWE had brutally written Rhea Ripley off of television with a parking lot beatdown from Liv and Raquel. It appeared so brutal that there was news that Rhea was dealing with a real injury. So everyone assumed that that segment was done to write Rhea Ripley off for a very long time. Reports were talking about a potential Royal Rumble return. There was even reports going around that WWE was allegedly hopeful that Rhea was cleared by WrestleMania 41. Just everything out there was making it sound like this was a devastating long injury for Rhea. But turns out, despite everything going around, all she needed was 3 weeks, and now she's back in action already. So maybe WWE was really misleading and throwing everyone off the scent with all those rumors that were going around about Rhea's status. But she's back, and all she has to do for a few weeks is wear that protective face mask for her injury. Rhea made her big return and kept it real short by saying 2 words: War Games. The Women's War Games match is now official. It'll be Liv Morgan, Raquel, Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, and Candice LeRae, taking on the team of Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. Now, this War Games match is really cool because it features the inclusion of multiple ongoing storylines and feuds within the women's division, and even includes large friend groups as well. The big 3 are included on the babyface team: Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. They first came together as a dominant trio earlier this year at WrestleMania 40 and have remained as close friends since. And on the flip side, you got the trio of Nia, Tiffany, and Candice. These 3 are basically the polar opposites of the big 3. While the big 3 are close friends with endless love for each other, Tiffany, Nia, and Candice claim that they're all on the same page. But in reality, it's like the 3 of them all hate each other's guts. Nia feels like Tiffany is trying to cash in on her, while Tiffany feels like Candice is trying to take her spot. So just lots of trust issues going on there with that trio on the heel side of War Games. Then you also have Io and Rhea on the babyface team. And that's pretty significant because those 2 women are both gunning for Liv Morgan. So Liv will be locked in a cage against 2 of her biggest challengers right now for the title. So that keeps those feuds going. And we also can't forget the fact that Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, once again finds herself in an ideal situation for a big cash-in. Tiffany Stratton has both the WWE Women's Champion and the Women's World Champion on her team, and she'll be locked inside a cage with them. So even though they're technically her teammates on paper, let an ideal situation pop up, and Tiffany can cash in on either of those champions inside the cage, and there'll be nowhere for them to run. The only issue with seeing a Tiffany Stratton cash in during War Games is that the ring will be pretty crowded. There's going to be 9 other women besides Tiffany in this match, so unless she cashes in at the perfect moment where everyone is completely out of it, it just appears like there'll be a lot of people getting in the way of her cash-in and causing an interference. So a cash-in seems really impossible to pull off on this type of chaotic match, but we do got to keep that in the back of our minds just in case. It's a situation where, once again, Tiffany has both world champions right next to her in the same match, so who knows if an opportunity will present itself. So the Women's War Game match is perfect, since it has so many little stories and dynamics all around it, and we'll have to see how they all play out. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.